Welcome back to my channel, Sunshine Shoulders. I'm Calvin. Thank y'all so much for stopping by today. The Philippines passes an anti-scam act to protect foreign men against themselves. Let's talk about that today. This is really interesting. You know, I'm watching a live stream from Philippine Annex, and they have an American guy. He sent I guess it was a Filipino, 228,000 pesos, and you know, he went on Rafi Tufo about it. So the guy Rafi Tufo, one of his lawyers, one of his assistants, was interviewing the guy, and he said, you know, he was embarrassed. He said because of all the cases of, you know, Filipinos scamming foreigners out of their money. He said he's glad that they passed the Anti-Financial Account Scam Act. That's what it's called. And, you know, it's to protect vulnerable individuals and institutions alike. From what they say, because I put the link in the description, the growing menace of cyber crimes over here. Money mules, social engineering schemes, okay? But part of it's in there to protect us. And as much as I want to applaud them, I'm going to say it's not going to help much. Because remember, we have to file the case. Because that's what they were doing. They asked him, are you willing to file the case? And they want to take him to NBI and everything like that. See, a lot of guys who get scammed and send all their money over here to somebody, they're afraid to come forward. They're ashamed. But part of the act is they're going to actually go after the person who you sent the money to. So what's going to happen here, and this may be a red flag, they may ask you to send the money to somebody else. Put it in somebody else's name. They don't have an ID or whatever it is. But this particular guy, he never really saw the woman. He was basically communicating with a picture. He said he talked audio a couple of times. See, it's 2025, ladies and gentlemen, and this shouldn't be happening. Y'all act as if we're not on here giving you suggestions and talking about sending money over here. There's probably a video every day where somebody's saying, hey man, you may not want to send money over here. Certainly not that kind of money. And people say, well, don't leave with your wallet. Well, you know, some people have to leave with their wallet, but don't send so much money over here that you're going to be on Rafi Tufo. Don't do that. We've been telling you for a long time that it's a growing problem over here. Go back in my library. In the last 4 or 5 months, it's so big over here that I made the statement. In my humble opinion, I said, we're probably sending more money to the Philippines than any other place. Basically because of the circumstances and everything. We're sending the bag over here. Is it okay to send a few dollars for a load, or maybe for the woman to meet you at the airport for her travel expenses and everything like that? Yeah, but we're sending life savings. We're sending money way ahead of time before we even get here. And it's really a shame because you know better. I'm not getting on anybody. I'm glad that the Philippine government is paying attention. But there's already acts like this, there's already laws like this on the books in your country and over here. But it's hard to enforce the law if you don't come forward. I mean, you guys are sending money basically to pictures. And then, okay, after I watch that, you know, because, you know, if you watch YouTube, we're watching it on the television. And if you're not paying attention, the next video will come on. Well, the next video came on, and it's an Australian guy. And his wife squandered almost 32 million pesos, man. She claimed it was on gambling and stuff. And they're going to try to help him sell some properties that she signed over to him that's going to amount to about $7.5 million. And the lady for Rafi Tufo asked him, said, well, do you have any money now? He said, I'm basically broke. She said, well, how much do you have? He said, 6,000 pesos in the bank. That's how much money he's got in the bank. And she said, you went from 31, almost 32 million pesos down to 6,000 pesos. Guys, we're smarter than this. Okay, and usually the ones who usually end up losing the most money are Americans and Australians. I don't know why. Those are the main ones that are on Rafi Tufo. But we've been telling you this over and over and over, but it's your money. I don't understand why we're still doing it. I know, I get it. You're sympathizing with people. You want to put the woman on layaway or in reserve. You know, you want to impress her. But don't be a fool, man. I'm glad that the Philippine government is paying attention, because I knew if I see it, they're certainly seeing it. Somebody's seeing it. When you get a Filipino lawyer on YouTube, on one of the biggest channels on YouTube, certainly in the Philippines, and he says, you know, I'm embarrassed. He said, I'm frankly embarrassed by the amount of cases of Filipinos taking money from foreigners. I'm glad that they passed this Anti-Financial Account Scam Act. So I just wanted to let y'all know. But look, it passed with little fanfare. This thing passed back in July of 2024 to save our dumbasses from ourselves. But it ain't going to help nothing. I didn't even know about it. Had I not been meddling and looking through those channels and ran across the Philippine Annex, shout out to Philippine Annex for having that case on there, and I heard the man say that, I heard the lawyer say that, I had never heard of it. But I knew that we've been sending a lot of money over here, and I suggest, because you know, when you say advise, because men don't listen to us. It's all entertainment, really. But vloggers know what they're talking about. People have been over here long enough. We've heard the stories. We've seen the stories, man. We know some things. We don't know all things. Okay? I know what's going on. I've seen it with my own eyes. I've witnessed it. Hundreds of thousands, millions of pesos being sent to women. It's as if we're not even on YouTube suggesting that you don't do that. Okay, if you're going to get over here and yeah, you can take care of a woman without giving away your life savings. It doesn't take a whole lot of money, ladies and gentlemen. 10,000 pesos is a lot of money over here to the average person. I'm talking about free and clear that you're going to put in her hand. You don't have to give her 10 million. You don't have to give her 100,000. You don't have to give her 1 million, 50,000. Just unbelievable amounts of money. 12 million, 20 million. I'm glad the Filipino government is stepping in. But it ain't going to help us, man. It's not going to help us. We're going to keep on doing it. There's no legislation that they can put in place to stop a lonely and desperate man. Sex-starved men. There's nothing that can stop it, man. So they passed the Anti-Scam Act to protect us against ourselves. Good luck. Thank you, Philippine government, but good luck. Because we're hard-headed. Somebody's sending money right now. Somebody's pressing that damn send button right now as I'm making this video. I guarantee you that. So thank y'all so much for stopping by. I'm only going to give you the nitty-gritty. I'm only going to talk about real-life stuff that can help you. Stop sending money over here, man. Listen, the U.S. Embassy gives you some guidance on how to deal with relationships over here. When you go to apply for that visa, guess what they say? You have to prove an established relationship. Okay? You got to prove to them that it's a real relationship. So why don't you translate that over to your own circumstances? Why don't you establish the relationship first before you start sending all that money and stuff like that? Why don't you make sure it's a real relationship, that the woman's who she says she is? Because this turned out to be, the man on Robbie Tufo that we watched today, it turned out that he wasn't even chatting with a woman. He sent the money to a man. It was in the man's name. He was actually chatting with a man. Because there was somebody in the comments that said, hey, that's my picture. I'm not 26, I'm 20. I don't live in Manila, I live in Davao. I don't go to nursing school. So if you're in America, if you're in the Philippines, wherever you are, find it in your heart to help somebody. There's not a day goes by that I don't help somebody. Because if I don't know anything else, I know this one thing for sure. When we help other people, we help ourselves. Take care, stay safe, stay out of trouble. I'll see you next time. And don't do anything stupid. Stop sending that kind of money over here. If the woman says, oh, I can't talk to you anymore, I've been using my neighbor's phone, give her a few dollars to go down to the internet cafe. If not, you may have to chat with somebody else. Because she's hinting at you buying her phone. Or my mother died again. Or my baby's in the hospital again. It's the same excuses, guys. Y'all not that stupid. We're telling you that it's a scam. Really, it's a lie. It's what they're doing. It's not a scam. They're not that sophisticated. But finally, the government is standing up and say, yeah, we see these people. And if you feel you've been scammed, we've enacted a law. If you can come forward and file charges, we can help you get your money back. We're going to go after the person that you sent that money to. So if a woman that you're chatting with asks you to send it in somebody else's name, that's a red flag, guys. Wake up. It's 2025. If you old men like myself think these young women are for you, just for you, man, you're stupid. They don't want a crusty old man. They want old money. They don't want old men. Some of you guys are delusional. Delusion, illusion, or lie is the same thing. You're fooling yourself. These women don't want you for real. They want your money. If you can't taste it, touch it, and smell it, it's not real. Y'all sending fortunes through the wire, man. Finally, there's some help. If you're going to help yourself, they're protecting us. They're saving us from ourselves. Thank you, Philippine government, but good luck with that.